So we have questions from our audience
Okay.
for Grandma, and you and I, Marina, will help answer them. So the first one is he wants to be intentional and go slow, but it feels so slow. I almost feel rejected in the relationship. What should I do?
Leave.
Wow. How old are they? This so depends on the age of the people. I hate to generalize because, when you're in your early 20s and if they're going slow, that's fine because you have so many other commitments and it's
But if
hard.
it's so slow you feel rejected, I agree, leave. Like, you should never feel
If
rejected.
he's not showing interest,
Yeah.
like,
Well, I
it's
think
not
it's
being slow. It's just like he's not
exactly
interested in
right.
you. Then leave.
you're not a priority.
Yes.
You might be interested, but you're not a priority.
Right.
And that's my only advice to somebody who's been in something for a while.
Mhm.
If they are going so slow, there's a reason that they're probably really not sure that this is the right relationship.
Well, like, what is slow in your eyes, do you think?
Well, my eyes,
hear it,
but
hear it.
but I don't believe in long, prolonged relationships other than getting married. I don't believe that you should live with somebody for years or 6 months or 8 months because you're not going to know him any or her any differently until you really, really commit. And commitment is much different than living together. People live together for years and they get married and they get divorced. So I think it's more about making the decision. This is who I want to plan my life with, and let's get on with it. I don't mean after a first date. And there are some people who say they fell in love after the first date, and good luck to them.
I did.
Yeah,
that's
and my husband
nice.
says he did. I didn't. So, yeah, it's wonderful.
Wait, I didn't even ask how you first met your husband.
Oh, yeah.
So we met in Brazil at a bar, and it was like between like a huge group of people, and we started dating. And he
And how
proposed
old
to
were
me-
you?
I was 23.
So you were young. Right,
He proposed to me 6 months later,
right.
and we
That's
got
what
married 6 months after.
Wow.
So we got married within a year.
That's what I did.
I was 24, he was 25.
Right.
Wild.
No, but I
Wild.
think that to me is correct.
Yeah.
Because
That's
that
what you did. So you
that's
think
what
it's
I did.
correct.
But
Well,
then
I
for
think
me-
it's because then you're not going to know anybody any better. So it's either going to
But-
work or it's not going
But
to
I
work.
also think that nowadays everyone's like, oh, I want to have a successful
Right.
career.
Well, that's
I
a
want to
whole
do
different-
this. I want to do that. I want to do that. And for us, we're like, we know this.
Right. You
We're
wanna do
going to
it
build our
together.
lives together.
Right.
Mhm.
But then that also meant that I was an intern and I was
Right.
was a newlywed.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
a choice too.
Yeah.
Right.
But we decided to do it together.
Yeah. It's so interesting because I feel like for that to have worked, you two had to be aligned in your timing. Like if one of you was ready to get engaged after 6 months and the other
Yeah.
one was like, this feels fast for me,
Yeah.
that would have been an issue. So like in this case,
Well, that sounds like what's happening with
yeah.
this.
if one
this couple.
person feels like I want to move faster and the other is like I'm moving slow, it might not be that he's not interested in or that he's at fault, rather than like
You're
your
not aligned.
timelines are not
Yes.
aligned.
Yeah.
Um,
But that's something to take into consideration because you might never be aligned. So if you're
or
not
it just
willing
might
to
take some
the,
catching up. Like I think you have to give it like a window, you know?
Okay.
Like I don't think like if after a week you're like,
Oh, no.
oh, I feel like I'm
No,
faster
but I
than
think
you.
it's different things, right? It's like, listen, I'm dedicating a lot of my
Right,
time to
time,
work right now. I
Right.
have to work at certain hours.
Right.
So I really like
Yes.
you. So I think it's
Age
bigger. The
is-
question is
right.
bigger than that. And then might be that she want to get married right away. And the guy's like, I'm building up my career.
Right.
I can, for
I
the
can't do
first 2 or 3 years in our marriage, Ricardo was working until 2 a.m.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, we are married and we want to be together. But for a very long time, he was almost
Yeah.
like unavailable,
Yeah. Yeah.
But you were much younger,
Yes.
like I was.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
So that's the difference. I think now so many of the young people wait till they're in their late 20s, 30s, and by that time
Buy their first
career-
apartment and then get married.
Right. They better wake up.
I
Yeah.
think that's a great point though, that you should, if he's just saying, I want to be intentional, like what does that mean? Is it like because of the work? Is it because like I feel like what you should do is ask a question of like, what does that mean? And is it because you're figuring out what XYZ? Because that's probably what's causing confusion. Okay, next question. How about a fling with your husband? How can you create that within your own marriage? So I guess like keeping the romance
Well,
alive.
I think every day should be an adventure. It isn't 24/7 adventure, but something to look forward to, even if it's date night.
Mm-hmm.
People take one day out of a week and say, listen, we'll have a bottle of wine and we'll sit and even if it's takeout pizza, but be together,
Yeah.
be with each other.
We're
Um,
adamant about that
yeah.
too. We're like, okay,
Yeah.
Fridays and Saturdays,
It's
like
for the family,
even if
for
it
you.
is very busy,
Right.
we're like, no, we have to do one date night a week.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Take a walk together. Go see an exhibition someplace, just the two of you. And there's so many ways of doing it. I think that somebody who doesn't do that ends up with no relationship. They can't sustain it over a long period of time.